Good evening. Yo.
Really? Is that how we do it? As long as we don't do it with the whole, what we did last time. I tried to cut around that, but I was like, I couldn't cut around it. And I just had to leave it in.
The G's.
The G's are here. Yes, that's right. And welcome to a brand new episode, a brand new edition of the episode, obviously, of the podcast. Anyway.
Real Arsenal talk.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I think at this point, do we really do an intro? We don't need to do an intro.
No, we just.
We're having microphone issues on the other side. Is it clamped? Where's it falling from? Where's the weakness? So for people who don't know, Stevie just purchased a microphone arm, and it just flopped on him.
Most things usually do.
I was going to say, apparently it's not the first time that something flops in his hand.
Bubble.
So there you go. Are we in? Are you in? Is it on? Did you clamp it and stamp it?
It's sliding. But we'll go with that.
Okay. You got to prevent the slide. That's the trick. So where's it falling? Where's it flopping from?
We're good. Yeah, we're all right. We're good.
Just don't nut it, you know what I mean? Don't headbutt it. But anyway, so that was exciting. I love it. That was a different intro to all the others, and I prefer those, to be honest with you. And what can we say? The Premier League is back. The first weekend is, it's almost over because Leeds and Everton are actually playing right now, and as we speak, it is 0-0 for anyone who is interested at all, which personally don't really care for either team, but they are playing, so yeah, whatever. And I think Stevie's following it with real Leeds United fandom.
Yes. No, I'm watching it just purely the fact my mate's there and he's a Leeds fan. So hopefully we can wind him up next week.
Oh, I thought you wanted to see him on TV. Like you want to see him.
Impossible.
What if you see him on TV? Like, do you take a picture or do you rewind it? Yeah, see you. I don't know. How does that work? Do that. Yes. I'm interested. And if he does respond, put the reply on our socials, and I'm sure people will love it. But anyway, Stevie, as I was saying, it is almost the first weekend is over, and what do you think? Did you enjoy? Did you watch any matches apart from obviously our own? Like, did you follow any of the others?
I watched a bit of the Geordies versus Villa, or Villa versus the Geordies. I watched a bit of that. I missed the sending off. It was a pretty drab game, to be fair. Nothing much happened, did it? It kind of cancelled each other out. I think it wasn't anything that sort of struck me where I thought, I like him, I like that, I like the work they're doing. It was pretty naff, really. What's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that match, and it was, to be honest with you, I thought Newcastle they were definitely missing their striker, whether it be Isak or someone else, but they were definitely missing that focal point, and I just don't think they were. I don't know, in comparison to how they played in pre-season against us, and then you watch them against Villa and you think, really, is this what's happening now? But yeah, I don't really care, to be fair. I hope it carries on, really, as far as I'm concerned with Newcastle, and I hope Eddie Howe gets sacked. But and for both teams, really, because obviously Villa's always been a bogey team for us. Newcastle's the same from last season, so I really hope those two teams, kill each other in the league this year. But the rest of the weekend, I watched a bit of the Tottenham match. Unfortunately, I had to bear witness to Richarlison's overhead kick, which I can't deny it was pretty sweet. Yeah, it was really good. And he scored twice, I think, didn't he? He scored twice.
He got two.
He got 2 goals, and I'm again kind of hoping that that's it from him now. That's it for the rest of the season. No more. He's going to be injured, and he's going to put a curse on someone.
To be fair, we're talking about 2 goals. There's a few players that got 2, wasn't there? Haaland got 2, didn't he? I think Chris Wood got 2, didn't he?
Did he? Chris Wood? Oh, okay. I know Ekitike got 2 because I watched that match and I wish I didn't.
Did he get 2? Did he get 1?
Oh, did he get 2?
1.
Did he get 2? I thought he got 2, didn't he?
Salah.
Or was that I'm thinking like a match. Oh, am I thinking Community Shield? Maybe I'm thinking Community Shield. I think maybe. Wait, 1 second.
Ekitike, Gakpo, Salad, and no Chiesa.
Oh, Chiesa, that's it. It was Chiesa. That's it. Yeah, sorry, I forgot the fact that Chiesa came on. Yeah. That guy plays one match and then he scores a goal, and it's like, oh, for God's sake, dude, just go back on the bench. I don't want to see it. But anyway, so sorry, Ekitike, he got a goal as well, which another debutant, if you will. But yeah, it was kind of after watching those matches, and then obviously watching ours, which I know we will definitely get into. It was kind of not worrying. What's like one word before worrying? Like that's where I was like, okay, these teams can really attack here, and with efficiency. And again, the Liverpools, the Tottenhams, unfortunately, again I have to say it, and City as well. So it's like, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough if we don't start firing. But as a quick overview of the weekend in comparison relative to us, some of the top 6 teams, in quotation marks, I think they have got stronger, and even Man United, which again we will discuss. But that's what I sort of took away from the overall weekend. To be honest with you, it felt like Liverpool and City just didn't really miss a beat. They were just boom straight in there, did what they have to do. Obviously, with Liverpool, you kind of hope that Bournemouth were going to come back, but they did not. they made a valiant effort, but it just wasn't enough for them to finish them off. So, and Liverpool do what they do, and Salah does what he does, and he started off the campaign with a goal. So that's got to worry people, right?
I think it's worrying that. I know we're going to talk about it, but I think the fact that it's worrying that they continue doing what they do, obviously City and Liverpool, which is score most of the time and look like they can score most of the times. We scored 4 each, really. We struggle to score sort of 1 unless it's unless it's at home and they have a place. I don't know. The trend looks like it's just continued, like we spoke about on text, like from last season. What's changed? Nothing. Our personnel have changed, but the tactics and the performances have stayed the same. But anyway, so a couple of games over the weekend I thought was pretty good. I watched all the highlights. I saw Sunderland. I thought they looked pretty good against a albeit woeful West Ham. They look quite intense. Not just
Sunderland, by the way. Yeah, they were just like you said, relentless, weren't they, going forward? And I think what was the Brighton player that they got?
Someone that I thought would be good for us. Adingra, yeah.
Yeah, he was fantastic to watch. And again, watching Match of the Day, it just didn't look like a Sunderland, or you wouldn't associate that style of play with a Sunderland team.
No.
But I thought they were really good. And again, we're not saying that they're going to make any sort of, charge for the title or anything, but they can be a team that could ruin.
I think
be the team that you lose twice to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I took from the weekend's games were that normally when teams get promoted, they're home. If they're playing first at home, massive excitement for the fans. The crowd is up for it, obviously, and the players respond to that. I think Sunderland did. Obviously, Man United, we probably good time to play them. We knew what to expect. But who else played at home for the first game? Obviously Leeds are at home tonight. Again, the crowd are massively up for it, and it's kind of working in their favour. They're totally dominating. So maybe we've. I want to talk about our six games, and maybe we're playing these teams at the right time. There's never a good time to play them, but Man United will get better. Leeds, we're playing them at home, so hopefully we beat them. Liverpool, they didn't look that great, but we might be playing them at the right time. They've got Newcastle on Monday. The only sort of worrying game is the Geordies, but again, if they're still in disarray. So I just think that over the weekend, it's the first game of the season, and it's probably best to be away from home. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I just think that we've played Man United probably at a good time.
Yeah, it was, especially for in our case. I think playing Man United first match of the season when they have got new players to integrate and very short pre-season. Yeah, I thought that was the best time, and the fact that we walked away with the 1-0 win. Yeah, that it was perfect. I mean, I know after the match we discussed on messages how bad the performance was, which we'll talk further, but the day after, so today, I was like, shit, we got 3 points from that. And like you made a point as well on a message, you were like, well, that's probably that's something we probably wouldn't have got last season. We wouldn't have held on to it because we would have crumbled by the end, or someone would have got injured or some shit. So, but yeah, so I was happy in hindsight, what after a day and just sort of calming myself down from that woeful performance. But yeah, I thought with Man United, you could be right that it is the right time right now before they gather their troops, really. Potentially another signing, like another goalkeeper, and then that mistake that Bayern deal made against us yesterday, probably that won't happen next match. So it is small things like that, and again, they were not very far off being a very good team. I think their midfield definitely had some, could change and have some refreshment around Bruno, because you're not going to get rid of him, so you might as well have some younger people or better players around him who can move. So yeah, they weren't far off, and this could be the difference maker at the end of the season. So the draw that we got in March against United, this is something that we've made back. We've something we've ticked off. It's like, okay, well, the draw that we got last season, playing like we did, let's get a scrappy win. That's what they got, and even the goal itself was scrappy. So, but yeah, look, we started. We might as well just get straight into it. I want to start at the lineup. What did you think of the lineup? Like, was there any surprises?
Not really. I mean, obviously, I just wanted to touch on the fact that it was a chaotic, we were very, very fortunate result. I don't think any other outcome could come of that other than we were very fortunate. But going back to the sort of the starting 11, I think he probably got it right. The only thing I wanted to see Timber on from the start, but obviously that'll be sort of down to fitness, because I do think Timber's the first choice right back. As well as Blanco played, I did think he was a bit sluggish and a bit slow chasing back, especially against Cunha in parts of the game. But it does. You just know he's going with Saka and Martinelli. The defence normally looks after itself, and you knew that midfield was going to always be that. But yeah, no shocks in the lineup really. What are your thoughts on that?
I was a bit surprised to see Gyökeres, to be honest. I think, even though I was surprised, again in hindsight, I think it was probably a good move to put him on first match at Old Trafford against United, season opener. So, and again, he didn't obviously play well. I can't defend any aspect of his game yesterday, but he didn't fare too bad. That makes sense, right? Like, he wasn't obviously good, but he wasn't like you think, oh my god, who the hell have we bought here? Why we got him? It just seemed like it was more about his match sharpness / fitness rather than playing the game, So yeah, definitely not very good from anything that we saw from him yesterday, but it was mainly to do with his running, which is like, okay, well, you really haven't had a pre-season, you haven't had training, since the end of last season. So I basically, for me personally right now, I don't really have much to say on Gyökeres apart from let the guy get fit.
Yeah.
Again, that's just me on that one. Obviously, there could be people out there listening going, how could you defend it? Again, not defending, just saying let the guy get fit and then we can judge him. Give him a couple of games at least.
Yeah.
Then we can judge him.
Yeah.
Because when Havertz came on, he didn't skip a beat. He jumped straight into the team, straight on it. He carried on, even though he was injured and didn't. But he had the preseason. He had a preseason. He had some decent matches. So that's why. That's why he was good. But yeah, so that's from me on Gyökeres. That I was surprised, but I like the fact that he put him on and just threw him straight into the deep end. Like, there you go, mate. This is what we need you for. Let's see how you fare out there.
Yeah.
And I don't think he got bullied, but like I said, it just wasn't up to speed.
Yeah, you're right. Obviously, we started at Gyökeres. I may as well continue. I was going to go from the back right upwards, but no. Yeah, I thought the Yoki was pretty poor, to be fair. I mean, I know he's got slated in the press today, but I don't think. Obviously, he was starved of service, and this is something that obviously Arteta's going to have to work on throughout the next sort of few games, because obviously we're not playing it with strengths, and we did mention this in pre-season. The fact is that we play a lot of possession base, and we've got a lot. We're playing where 11 men against behind the ball, but we didn't even look to use his strengths. Saka was terrible, but he was starved of service. He had some good touches, I thought, to be fair, and I thought he did quite well against De Ligt, who was he's a German international, isn't he? And he's a big, strong bloke, that guy. And Gyökeres, unfortunately, he probably is unfit. You can see that clearly he's unfit. He runs around and things like that, and his touch was a bit like a rhino at times, and he was huffing and puffing. But I didn't think he was really bad. Man United they were better than us. You know what I mean? I've got some stats. I don't know if you've seen it. You'll have seen the stats, but they were in every single area. They were better than us, weren't they? Shots, possession, XG, goals, passes, tackles, etc. Everything. We were just fucking poor, and I think even Saka's come out and admitted to it that it was a bad day at the office, but we've got 3 points, which, looking back, as much as I hated the performance, like you and like probably every Arsenal fan, nothing matters apart from 3 points. We could have dominated. We'd had 100% possession or 90% possession and lost 1-0. There's been numerous times over the seasons where we've fucking dominated, played fantastic football and got a draw or got beat. And that's worse, isn't it?
That is worse. Absolutely.
So I don't... as much as, like you say, we hated the performance, and there's a lot of performances that we're going to come to, the result's all that matters at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's what needs to be stressed to the Arsenal fandom, but to the fan base, sorry, and because it was just literally the beginning of the season, first match, very tough away, and I know we've discussed in previous pods, like the upcoming matches as well. So yeah, I think to get to 3 points and play like that, I would much rather. I'm tired of always defending previous performances, like you say, good performances, but then okay, well, that was a good performance, so they'll carry that on next match and then they'll win, and then we don't win that match. So it's like, do you know what? No, I'm tired of that now. Like, scrappy performance, win the match. That's all I care about. Just do that. Keep doing that, and I'll be happy.
We forget Amaron is a very good manager. Did he win the league with Sporting?
I think a couple of times.
He's a very good manager, and he didn't have the players last year. It's like anything, you need your own players, and we hung on. We were hanging on in the end. I was just watching it behind my fingers, thinking, Jesus, they're going to score any minute now. We were hanging on. People might say, we dug in and defended well. We didn't. We defended shite. It was just kind of lucky that they had. Ogari was wasting chances left, right, and centre. Sesko obviously came on for 10 minutes. He was rusty, didn't really do anything. Like you say, in 10 games' time, we would have been hammered if we would have played them in 10 games' time. Like I say, it's probably a good time to play them. So, as much as I hated the performance, like I say, great result.
I think, no doubt on that, and I think that's overall that's the main thing for us after the first weekend. But because we want to delve into the shitness, and that's right, that's the word I'm going to go with, of our performance, because obviously it's easy to chalk it up to, that's it, first match, rusty, competitive, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. It's like, okay, great, I'm happy to do that. However, when you see traits of old play out in front of you in a brand new season with brand new players, you kind of can't help but just trigger your brain to bring that memory to the forefront. And it's like, I don't want to see this. And I was watching with my brother-in-law, and he's a Man United fan, Canadian. He's a Man United fan. Again, I know, Glorious Sports. So he wasn't obviously happy but he was a bit more upbeat than me, a bit more jovial because of the way that his team were performing. Whereas I was the contrast. Like, even when we scored, I didn't even celebrate because I thought it was definitely a foul.
100%.
That's what it.
I think with VAR, you never celebrate. It's like I was going to celebrate, and I went yes, and then I looked at it and I thought I'm not celebrating yet, and I was trying to wait for there's a VAR check here, and then obviously it stood, and I was like great, but it's like.
It took it out of me at that point, So again, even after that moment, I was never like sort of confident of us doing anything else, just based on the performance, up until that point. I think with old stuff popping up, I don't really. I know it seems like I'm struggling, but I'm not struggling for words. It's just difficult to find new words for old problems.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. It's like we've seen it in pre-season. We were playing, obviously, when we played Tottenham, when we played Newcastle. Like, I know we beat Newcastle, but we got beat out of Tottenham. We got beat out of Villarreal. It was kind of like these strange kind of performances are still there, and nothing's changing. It is deflating still, because we'd expect like this free flowing football from last season, but it's probably going to take time. And the only kind of silver lining that I can see from it is that if you start bad, you can only get better. There's no point in peaking too soon, and that's my I'm hoping for. You know what I mean? Because obviously City have started great, and we haven't. And City, I think, are probably going to be the closest to Liverpool, really.
Yeah. Look, it's definitely too soon for anything like that. But just based on first weekend, I can see why conclusions can be made to that effect. But for me, it's just. It's something that I'm again. It's right. That's done now. Let's see what next weekend brings, and that's where I'm sort of at. Like, I don't like in my brain. Obviously, I know we have to sort of talk about it, but my brain, it's almost like right. I've seen this. Let's just see what happens next week. But there's only so many times you can do that without definitely thinking right. Nothing's really changed here. We've got new players, but nothing's really changed here. And look, it wasn't all players bad, performing badly. No, there was definitely some good things to take out of that, but not really. It was limited, basically. For me, sort of the worst player for me on the day was Declan Rice. I thought it was terrible. Obviously the corner brilliant and all that stuff, but I thought it was terrible.
We could probably talk about individuals if you want. We can go through the team if you want.
But do you know what started from?
I just thought, you're right. And it is. I can sense it in your tone of voice, the deflation in it, because. Were we bad, or did Man United make us look bad because they were far superior? We'll never know that. But as Arsenal fans, that we've seen it time and time again, we should be a lot better than what we. I mean, it was a lot of straight passes. Everyone, like I said, we'll talk about individuals, but people just didn't look fit. I think there was only one or two players that actually could come out of that with their heads held high, but. They were far better than us. And, we thought we'd had a great pre-season-ish, with our last victory, and they'd been struggling. But were they that good, or were we that bad? Like I say, let's just get into the players if you want, and see what if we disagree or agree. But I think we'll probably agree on most of them. And, so we've obviously discussed the York. Do you want to go back over, or do you want to start from Raya?
Do you know what? We start from Raya. We'll do it this way. We'll each give our own ratings for the players, what we thought, and then obviously, hopefully that will generate discussion, synergy, and Power Worlds, Office. Okay, we're into it.
Do you remember we were talking about Raya, and I said I sense that he's going to be the difference, didn't I? And obviously, he was the difference, but I got it the wrong way around because I thought he was going to fuck up. However, he nearly did at one point. Do you remember he miscontrolled that ball? I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I mean, he actually managed to get his foot before obviously fouled because it was nearly a penalty. But yeah, he did all right.
Give me your player rating. Give me your Raya rating for Raya. Yeah.
Okay. So, God, I'm gonna have to give him a decent-ish one, because all the rest are fucking shite. No.
Out of 10, by the way. It's out of 10.
Can I give him halves?
Yeah, I was going to say, you can give it to 1 decimal point.
7.5.
Ooh.
I know he got man of the match, didn't he? But I don't think he was my man of the match. But we'll move to that. Did you think he was man of the match or not?
Are we talking just from Arsenal players, or are we talking in general?
Just Arsenal.
I don't think.
Cunha was man of the match for me.
Yeah, it was just not about players. I think for us it would probably be between him and Calafiori, to be honest with you. I just thought Calafiori was such a lively figure, but because we were shaky. Anyway, sorry, I'm jumping forward. So Raya. Okay, so for me, Raya, I would go with a 7, with a dead 7. Not very sort of confident. He handled a couple of corners very well, and again, relative to their keeper, which for me, that's like you said, that was the difference maker, really. When you think about it, right? It was the two keepers; they were the difference maker.
100%.
And fortunately for us, he was on the right side of history this time. So, and we're not going to curse him out, which is great. So I think a 7 is probably fair, but a 7.5, I could see your argument on why, because he did sort of step up to protect.
I'm not so sure. I mean, Gary Neville was raving about that fingertip save, but I thought it was going wide anyway. It might have been. I don't
know. I don't know. I thought, oh my god, that finger! Like it must have been a nail or something. Like he probably forgot to cut one nail on his finger, like the clip, and then that's what saved it. It was such a ghost touch. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I'd like to think that was going in because
I need to watch it again.
So, but yeah. Okay, do you know what? Just because of that, I'll jump to 7.5. I'll give him 0.5 just for that alone. So, but yeah, very good. Okay, Benny Blanco.
Benny Blanco. I thought he did okay. I'm going to give him a 6. Just purely the fact is that he obviously started, and we've got obviously cover now for Timber. I thought he did get caught out a few times pace wise. He's not the quickest of defenders, but he's all right. He's a bit of a shithousery type of player where he winds put the opposition up, especially the fans, with his fucking delayed throw-ins and shit like that. Frustrates me the hell out of me. But overall, he did okay. I didn't think, he's got caught out like on a one-on-one situation, apart from, when he gets past. Obviously Cunha, which obviously was the man of the match, but I'd say a 6. He didn't really get forward much to sort of support anyone, Saka, or he might have, but Saka couldn't find him. But no, I think 6 is kind of like a mediocre type average for him. I'm not saying he's worse than that. He's no way better than that, because I don't think anyone was. But
no. And I think, and to be honest, some of these flash score or live score sort of ratings are a bit too generous, to be honest with you, because they're giving him a 7.6. But I just
really,
I'm going to have to agree with you. Like it has to be like a 6 or a 6.2 or something like that, just to make it different. You know what? I'm going to go 6.2. I just want to be different.
You.
Yeah, no. Well, God, yeah, that's it. Yeah, watch out. But yeah, so he was decent. But again, Ben White, he plays well when he has the system working around him, with Odegaard and Saka firing. That's when he is at his best. And unfortunately, one of those two players, aforementioned players, did not have a good game. And again, flash scores have been very, very generous, but we'll get to them when we get to it. So yeah, with Ben White, I think so. And then just interesting that you mentioned the long throw, the delayed throw. What I hate that. I do not. Right, that gives me my heart.
Me too.
Just palpitating. Yeah. Because, you're already hated as a squad, as a team, as an institution. Do not add more to this. I understand Arteta's attitude of we're rebels and we're the fucking motley crew of glam rock or some shit. But don't do that, please, because you get one yellow and then you get another yellow for breathing on a player, and that's it. That's the end. That's all she wrote, and I'm not blaming it on anyone.
Yeah, I know.
There is don't. Oh God, I really hope that's something that they sort of forgot that they needed to go quickly, and I'm hoping next match it's out of this.
Didn't one of the commentators say apparently it's part of the plan to unsell defenders for some bizarre reason? I can't see it because it just frustrates the hell out of everyone, including probably your own players. But I don't know, there might be some kind of sinister plot to give everyone heart attacks sat at home, sat in a seat. It fucking stresses me out.
Conjuring for throw-ins. Look, I can understand the unsettling of defences and stuff, but I just feel like because it's constantly done, I just don't think it's that effective. I think they know what you're doing, and all they're going to do is complain to the ref, bring it to his attention so he knows, next throw in, I'm going to tell them to do it quickly. If they still don't, that's a yellow card. And I can't blame the ref, because forget the whole it's my team or your team. I want to watch the match, right? I want this to be fluid. No one wants to see throw-ins and corners, really. When you think about it, we want to see open play, but we understand that's part of the match. But I know it was a quick side note, but for me personally, I don't really care for it, and I really wish they stopped, because out of all the teams that I watched over the weekend, I don't remember any of them.
There's only us.
So it needs to stop, and we're already hated anyway. So please, Arteta, I plead with you, do not bring more hate on us as fans, because we can't stand it anymore. We really can't.
I know. I hate
I'm gonna have to cover this badge every time I wear this shirt. I'm gonna have to cover the badge. Okay, so moving on to Saliba, what are we thinking?
Pretty good. I thought he had a pretty nervy 10-15 minutes when I think he was getting up to speed, and he got caught out a couple of times. He could have got a yellow card early on, couldn't he, I think?
Yes. Oh, yeah. He was lucky.
I think the ref kind of let things go in the first 15-20 minutes. Both teams probably should have had yellows, particularly Saliba, but he settled into the game after that, and I thought he was pretty dominant, and I would have probably give him I'd probably give him 7.5, to be fair. As much as I thought Raya saved the day in a few important saves, I thought he was kind of, him and obviously Gabriel, maybe not Gabriel as much, but I think Saliba was probably one of our best players, to be fair. Yeah.
There was, like you said, there was instances where he seemed a bit shaky, and again, I think there was maybe a back pass that he just didn't calculate correctly, and that put me on edge a little bit. But it's the thing is with Saliba and Gabriel, when they make these sort of mistakes, especially with Saliba, he's very strong in terms of mentally, and he can
physically as well,
and physically as well, so he can bounce back from that, and so I wasn't really too worried, but there was times when both defenders, both centre backs, just didn't look very, they weren't gelling together like they usually do. And I know Gabriel's obviously been out for a while, and I think he's had a limited pre-season as well, hasn't he? So again, nothing to worry about there. And in terms of rating, for I'm just gonna do both of them, because they were kind of sort of mirror copies of each other. I think a 7 or a 7.8 on both, because they were
halves. I'm going to be controversial then now, sir.
I did say it to 1 decimal point. I did say that.
Changing the rules.
Check the tape, sir. Check the tape. All right. I mean, they're arbitrary anyway, so it's. But just to make it a bit more interesting, a 7.7 for Gabriel and a 7.9
for Saliba. Oh, interesting facts there, sir. Yeah, Gabriel wasn't probably as influential. He was his solid usual self. But like we did say, they both got found out really at times, and it looked a bit chaotic. But that was probably just down to the fact that tricky Cunha and Mbeumo, they're kind of tricky forwards, aren't they? They're not your traditional Haaland, Sesko, where you just lump it up to them and they're kind of like battling in the air. They are tricky players, and that's probably what unsettled us really, and we do struggle against players like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Both of those kind of reminds me of like old school two strikers up front, like a 4-4-2, like a basic 4-4-2 with two strikers up front. So that's what the vibe that they both gave me when they were playing, because I just don't think Mount was that much involved in that in the final third. He was sort of the link up between midfield and final third, but he was never really in the final third, I think, apart from maybe a chance or so when he ran into the box. But for both of those, Mbeumo and Cunha, I just thought interchangeably they were quite good in the box, and I think that's probably going to be a massive strength of Man United going forward. And however, the problem is that if you're going to have both of those and Mount, where's Sesko going to fit in? And if you're going to have Sesko in the team, who are you going to leave out? Because Mount, as injury prone as he has been, he can be a very good player once he clicks. But when's that going to happen? So for me personally, I think the decision should have been made earlier in the second half from him to change those, to put Sesko in and change. But yeah, sorry, with our defenders though, we've always struggled against that. Like, remember Isak last season when he was torturing both defenders running behind. So, but now Man United had two of those players doing it, and the thing is with both those players, they're Premier League proven. They've played against Arsenal, they've scored against Arsenal, they've beaten our defence before. So when you add better players behind them, which no doubt Man United, if they're stupid, they won't add more players, like better players behind the attackers. But once they do, then it will be truly frightening, because they will have a very good front three with Sesko included. But yeah, so for both of those, Gabriel and Saliba, once they start gelling together, start clicking, I don't think any attackers are going to be problems, to be honest with you, apart from potential, like you said, the tricky ones like the Cunha, who sort of
Salah.
He's a bit of a Salah. I feel like with Salah, we sort of kind of know how to stop him. Isak definitely was the problem last season, but with Salah, I'm not as scared of him as I once was, because even though he has variety to his game, he just feels a bit one-dimensional in terms of what he does when he's in the final third, which is ironic because the goal that he scored on Friday was actually the complete opposite side of where he plays, and it was with his
right foot, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's like, this guy added more levels to his game. What's going on? Just retire already, Mo.
I know.
But no.
I was going to say, he didn't look. We were veering it off, sorry, but he didn't look interested up until the point where he got the ball and he scored. I was thinking, this is great. He's lost interest. His head's gone. Him and Van Dijk, they finished. When it went to 2-2, and obviously Salah was playing shite. One chance, and he. The keeper was terrible. To be fair, I was telling you, still diving now? That Petrovic, he was absolutely shite. We would have done better. Bloody hell!
Honestly, I can't believe that he still stayed on the pitch, to be honest with you. But yeah, and real quick, by the way, Van Dijk and Konate, not a good game.
I know.
Terrible game from both of us, and I'm thinking probably the same thing as Saliba and Gabriel.
Yes. Yeah, as much as I'd love it to be that they actually are past it in the shite, I just think that it's like they're a bit rusty, and they'll sort it out.
That's what it is. Yeah, just shake it off and move it on. So yeah, and for our left, Calafiori, I felt like I said, he was candidate for man of the match for me. I'd probably give him like a 7.9, to be fair, like an 8. So I'll go for an 8. That's probably the only 8 I'm going to give out. And he was lively. I don't think defensively he is the strongest, or maybe hasn't learned much on that side of it. But going forward and sort of being a disruptive figure, I think, for this sort of match, I thought he was really good. And if the rest of the team were firing on all cylinders, I think Calafiori probably could have had another goal, to be honest, because he was very, very unmarked. Like throughout the whole fucking first half, there he was in their box. But we had no one else. It's like, Gyökeres, dude, you're supposed to be our striker. Like, why are you not in the center of things? And again, this is something that I should have mentioned when we talk about Gyökeres, is the fact that there was many instances where you saw him running from midfield to the box, and you're thinking, why? This is not you. This is not the game that oh God. And it comes back to Arteta changing players and how they play and their strengths, and it's like, this is not your strength, Gyökeres.
No.
All right, don't run from midfield. You need to be up that focal point. But anyway, so yeah, with Calafiori, I thought if the team, when the team start playing better together, I think he's just going to be a nightmare for other teams, because he's going to run straight through them, and he's powerful, he's quick, he can take a shot. Calafiori,
right?
My boy.
Just when you said quick, I wasn't sure what you were on about.
No, he is like, in terms of quick, he's a big lad, and he's quick for a big lad. He's like a train, basically.
Right, I'll see what I mean. He's like a powerful.
Not like a Theo Walcott quick. Sorry, yeah, not like a Theo. I should probably should have clarified on that. More like a when
he's more like a Niall Quinn.
He's like a Saliba when
he's
you
more like
Rice when
a slow version of Marino.
No, I thought he, again, for a big guy, I thought he can move pretty quickly, and he's quite tricky as well, to be honest. Maybe it's the slickness from his Italianness. I don't know what it is.
You know, I'm a bit controversially. As much as I do like Calafiori, he's so injury prone that I'm not getting too excited and carried away. But yeah, I think I do think our left side completely is shit at the moment, right? Calafiori, to me, right, he's a luxury player. He's technically very good. He's just scored some nice goals because of his left foot. It's beautiful left foot, and he'll. I mean, what was he doing at the back post? Really, I mean, you know, he's kind of playing like an attacking midfielder at times. But I'm a bit unsure that he can last a full season to start with, and I'm a bit unsure of his. Obviously, he got a yellow card for a blatant pullback, which, yeah, okay, he might have prevented a goal, so it was a yellow card worth taking. But our left side in general is very, very concerning. But with Calafiori, my scores, I'm probably going to give him a 7, because I thought he was okay. He scored the goal. He laid a few balls through which were nice and silky kind of thing. But Saka and whoever didn't actually kind of latch onto them because they had a totally shit game. But yeah, our defence.
That's why. Yeah. Sorry, that's why I'm going with an 8. Just purely because he was trying to make things happen, even though our creative players weren't really making things happen.
Yeah,
so
I understand.
In that regard, that's why I'm going to go with the higher score, because again, he was running forward. He was the guy. He was making the effort to do it. And when you compare Declan Rice, which is going to be the next player that we're actually going to rate anyway, but when you compare him to Calafiori, I just feel like Calafiori kind of dominated the midfield, which is weird to say because he's a left back. So. Yeah, hopefully he can stay fit as long as possible. But then, you know, you mentioned getting a yellow card for a pullback. I think Skelly, didn't he get a yellow card as well? Wasn't it?
Skelly got one as well, yeah.
In a similar sort of situation, I think, because that's what he usually gets a yellow card for.
Yeah.
So again, you know, that's just our left backs, and that's just something that they have to do because of the way that they play. And I'm not justifying it, by the way. I'm not saying, oh well, yeah, I'd rather have the yellow card. No. Learn how to play, or don't play like that. Don't leave yourself in certain situations. Don't leave yourself where you have to pull a player back. So yeah, not really a good tactic per se, but let's just hope it's something that
it's an Italian
both
kind of trait, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, violence.
Dirty tactics.
Dirty tactics. Yeah, exactly. So, Declan Rice. What are we thinking?
So I'm scoring him a really poor 4. My thoughts on Rice. Listen, last season I thought it was a bit of an indifferent season, to be fair. He started off really poor, if you remember, and he grew into the season, but he peaked at like March time, obviously when we played like Madrid and stuff.
Madrid,
but then he sort of faded again. And my thoughts on Declan Rice, me and my mate talk about this all the time, and as much as I love his engine, he's great to get him down the pitch. There's just something that, to me, just says that he's not he's not the answer. It's really hard for me to say this, because as much as I mean, everyone who I talk to was, oh yeah, he rates him, apart from me and my mate. I don't know what your thoughts on him. I'm not sure whether he's technically that great. He's not very quick with his feet. Positionally, he's okay, but what's your? I mean, I don't see him get close. Like Zubamendi, we'll talk about Zubamendi, but Rice, to me, is just he's just an average lanky. It's a tricky. What does he actually do?
No, I think
give me his strengths, and I'll try and counteract that, and if you can explain, because obviously you say his strengths are his box to box, but he's slow.
He's not that slow. I mean, again, he's a galloper rather than a sprinter, yeah, exactly, but I would definitely not slow. And I think his defensive traits kind of make up for any attacking traits that he may be lacking. But to be honest with you, I mean, he can cross a ball.
That's about it. Hit a dead ball. He can take a good corner, and he can shoot.
He can take a pass on really nicely. He can make a good pass,
doesn't really do
long
that
pass.
Much passing.
But that's the thing, though, isn't it? I mean, again, is that him, or is that the system, the way that everyone's playing within that team? And again, when you compare anything from last season, I just think last season was more like an outlier, to be honest with you, because of everything that happened, from injuries to officiating. So I just don't think it's that fair to sort of judge Rice that harshly, to be honest. But that's, you see things that I don't, and vice versa. So and there's no real wrong or right here. It's just the way that you perceive the player. And again, we will get to Saka, and I feel like we'll be in agreement with how we feel about Saka at the moment.
I think, just with Rice, obviously, I've scored him 4, but I think of late he's not looked himself. Now, whether that is down to Arteta or whether that is just him in general, and he's gone off the boil, but yeah, you can blame systems and you can blame personnel alongside him, because obviously with Partey in the team, he played predominantly for I would have thought, well, further back, to be fair, but I just think he's had a really tough time of it now, and he hasn't showed any different in these last sort of 4, 5, 6 games. So I know it's controversial, because it was 105 million or whatever he was. I don't think that he's everything that he's made out to be, personally. But I'm giving him a 4.
That's fair, and you made a case for it, which is even fairer. So there's people.
He was rubbish, wasn't he?
That is absolutely fair. I don't think he had the best game. And to be honest, I think, I can't even give him a 5, because that's sort of like mediocre, and I just think he was below that. So I can settle on a 4.6. I'm happy with that, to be honest, because of the corner, by the way. That's the only reason to get him.
I agree.
So, but I don't think he had a very good game by any measure or any stretch of the imagination. So hopefully he can come out of it, and the whole team can start clicking together. And I think with when Gyökeres starts, being a bit more involved in the team and a bit more fluid in what he does, I think that could definitely free Rice up to be around that edge of the box, to have them shots, to have them strikes, which he is good at. He can shoot a ball. He's very good at that. So, and again, maybe that's where Arteta wants Rice to be, and that's the role that he envisions for him, like a advanced number 8 sort of thing, where it's like, look, don't go in the box per se, because we'll have all the attacking players. Hopefully that's the way it works, and you can be out there. You are our outlet, sort of you are a backup plan at the edge of the box, because we know you can shoot a ball. I'd rather have Rice shooting a ball than Odegaard, to be honest with you. So again, it could be certain things that are just not functioning right now, because it's the beginning. He's still tired. I don't know what it is, but he's had enough pre-season. So I feel like with Rice, he is a player, especially from Sunday's game. He's one of the players that you can kind of judge, not harshly, but you can judge with some criticism, because he's had pre-season. he wasn't really injured to say like, oh, he's come back from injury or whatever. So yeah, I think that's why we're probably so harsh on the rating of Rice. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be the same with Odegaard. But anyway, before that, we've got Zubimendi.
So I thought he played quite well. I've got some stats somewhere, but I thought he did okay, especially for his Premier League debut. I don't know if you've seen the stats regarding his game. It's kind of, I always think it goes under the radar when someone, you don't really hear of them, because I think they've had a good game. It's just a bit, so obviously he played 90 minutes. Accurate passes was 39 out of 44, which was 89%. He had 4 passes in the final third. Line-breaking passes, which was most in the first half. He wasn't dispossessed at any time. Tackles, he won 2 out of 3, 67%. 2 clearances, 1 interception, 5 recoveries. Ground duels won 50%, 3 out of 6. Aerial duels, obviously he's only short arse, so he's 1 out of 2. Underrated, but I think he did stuff that, he was probably the calming influence out of a chaotic team performance. So I'd probably give him a 6.5, 6.8 maybe. I don't know. I thought he was pretty good, to be fair. He's better, miles better than Rice. Miles.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. And I think he did the job very well. He did the job well, obviously, for his first match. But that yellow card, it was kind of inevitable, really, because it's just the way that he was playing. It's like, well, he did leave himself open a little bit, so he had to do something there.
He should have actually got a yellow. So Mbeumo should have got a yellow card in the first couple of minutes, shouldn't he? When he fucking elbowed him in the face. I mean, really?
Yeah, he did wave straight up. Look, I want to mention something about the officiating right at the end of the podcast.
We'll move on.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Zubimendi, for like debut match, very good, very solid.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I was worried about him,
Yeah.
Even though it's his first Premier League game, I was never really worried. I just felt like he said, I think that's probably right. It's the calming influence, and look, that's what happens when you're a captain of a team for so long. You will learn that trait if you don't have it in you already. And I think he has that, and it feels like we've got 3 potential captains in terms of like actual personnel in the team, but. So that's. I feel like that's a great thing to have, because he knows how to maybe cheer up the team at the back, especially with Saliba and Gabriel if their head goes down or whatever. Because Saliba, when he makes a mistake, very rarely, but he does make a mistake, so he could be there. So yeah, with Zubi, he's exciting, and I'm happy that he joined us, to be honest, because I think he's going to be very good, and I think he's going to be very vital to our defensive
He needs
play,
to stay fit,
which he was. Yeah, which he was on Sunday. And for me, I think I'll probably give him a straight 7.
Okay.
I thought it was really good to be honest. He definitely can be a lot better, and I'm sure he will be a lot better. But just again, relative to everyone yesterday, I thought it was really good. Odegaard. Now, Flash scores have put him at 7.4.
I thought Odegaard was quite good, personally.
Yeah, I don't think it was so. Like, again, I know it's a bit arbitrary to argue about the 0.4, but I just don't think it was a 7.4.
No.
He was good, but again, around the 6.8 to 7 mark.
Yeah, he was on a par with Zubimendi for what I thought his performance was. He did some decent things. He did some not so decent things. He was okay once he got on the ball. His final ball was a bit iffy. We could have probably scored again if his final balls were slightly better. But overall, I thought when we actually did manage to get hold of the ball, he was okay. He did pass. He did make some decent passes. Some of his final balls were cut out, but in the grand scheme of things, it was probably one of his better games that I've seen of him of late. I just hope that he's learned from last season, and I did think that he was a bit more of a captain, and there was quite a lot of emphasis on who should be a captain and stuff. But I saw him talking to Gyökeres and Zubimendi and Rice even, and he was trying to get them, sort of rallied when we were kind of losing it in the first half. So I think 7's probably a fair reflection of his performance, and like you say, a tricky place to go, especially for Odegaard, who is a slight player anyway, which could easily get knocked off the ball. I thought he did okay.
Yeah, there was a couple of instances they did get knocked off the ball, especially outside their box, which you think, why haven't you made that pass? The pass was open for you, but you decided to take that extra touch. But Stephen, before I actually do carry on, give me 1 minute, please, because I will have to get my laptop charger because it is almost the death. So bear with me 1 minute, please.
Okay.
I'll put some music here later.
Yeah. So I'm just basically looking at the Leeds result, and it looks like they have actually beat Everton. Yes, they have. So 1-0 to them. They are joint 6, so they're actually in 7th place, obviously alphabetically, and they're our next opponents on Saturday evening at 5:30. Not sure what that sort of game will bring, but I'm sure we'll talk about it shortly. I'm hoping for a win, but you never know. But they're probably relaxed a bit more now. They've got 3 points like us, and it's probably all emphasis on us to actually get the 3 points, come out and attack, and they'll obviously just sit back for a point. But yeah, we will see what happens. All good? Gonna deal.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
I am back.
You're back.
Yeah,
but back.
My laptop was telling me that it's about to die, but I saved it. I breathed life into it. So yeah, where were we with Odegaard? Yes. Yeah. I'm glad that you didn't,
slit your boy.
Didn't slit my guy. But yeah, and again, captain wise. Yes, we talked about it, but the thing is, just because we talk about it, that doesn't mean we strongly believe that's what needs to happen. It's just a point of discussion, and I know obviously, an Arsenal legend himself, like a former captain, a legendary captain, came out and sort of agreed with what we were talking about. We were just like, what the hell? Yeah. Wait, we were just chatting, we didn't think. But it goes to show that we're observing things that former players are observing, and even we've never been in that situation where we've captained the football team at any level, really. Well, I don't know about yourself, but I definitely haven't. So yeah, it was nice to sort of get like a indirect nod, right, from a legend.
Yeah.
We'll take that as a win. But yeah, I think Odegaard, he was very good, and again, I really like the huddle that he did at the beginning. I know he always did that anyway. But it just sort of reminded me, beginning of the season, it's like, oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, he is still the captain. He is doing his captain duties. But could have been better. I just don't think he was helped by our next rated player, which is Bukayo Saka. Do you know what? I'll let you go first on this one.
Mate, I think that Saka and Martinelli need to be actually in the same bracket of extremely, I'm going to say this politely, but they were extremely poor. And I thought, I can't believe they were still on. They should have both been hooked at half-time, because they were absolutely diabolical. And that's an understatement. I've never seen Saka. I mean, I was talking to the father-in-law, and he said, I like Saka, but what's happened to him? I said, look, this is my thoughts on him exactly. He's become too predictable. His legs look like they'd gone yesterday. I don't know about what you thought. I mean, he's had pre-season, so he should still be relatively fit, but he was like chasing balls down in the 60th minute. I thought, what are you doing? You look like you're jogging, and he's up against Luke Shaw, for crying out loud, the big fatty from, it was absolutely shite. Where was Max Darman? Where was Guarnieri? They should have been on. I know Darman wasn't playing, but Saka and Martinelli, obviously Saka's first, but I've never seen that. That's the worst performance I've seen from him in an Arsenal shirt. Don't know what your thoughts on him, but I'm losing my patience with that guy. I know he'll probably go and score at the weekend against Leeds, but realistically,
honestly, yeah, I can't defend like you can't defend it anymore. And Again, without sounding too dramatic about it, it's something that we have noticed for a long time, and we have discussed on the pod for quite a few times. But the problem is that the majority of the Arsenal fan base is still hold him as the star boy and wonder child and wonder player and all this world class and all that. And it's like, dude, right? All what you're saying is not right. It's not correct. Okay, it's all false, because he may be our star boy, but isn't that kind of sad that our star boy is a player who hasn't won anything of worthy? So I don't understand why we keep doing this. It's like, okay, you held him as a star boy, but now enough time has gone by to be like, right, well, look, it shows the star quality now, my friend. Like, you showed us a couple of sparks earlier on, but not really anything else. And so for me, in terms of rating wise, I'm gonna go with probably like a 4.2 or something, because he was not good. And Martinelli on the other side. Look, Saka was that bad that I genuinely said out loud, put Noni Madueke on for Saka. Right? I said that out loud, so Saka is bad if I'm saying that type of shit. So, and he didn't. He still kept him on. He kept him on, and obviously, Martinelli was hooked. And to be honest, out of both of those, I thought Martinelli had a better game than Saka. And marginally. Let's not go crazy. I'm not going to rate him a 6 or anything. Still a 4.8. All right, let's just calm ourselves down. But yeah, you're right. I think when, especially yesterday's match, you kind of have to look at both Saka and Martinelli as a collective, because they're meant to work in tandem with each other in a sense. Like, I know they don't really have the same game plan. One runs to the byline, the other one cuts inside. But they sort of have to do that in tandem for it to work, because otherwise it's like, well, all right, we'll just put 3 players on Saka and that's it, end of threat. And again, that extends by default, that extends to Gyökeres as well, but we've already discussed Gyökeres and what we think of him. So we'll just going straight to Martinelli, then both have to be as a duo. So yeah, I think Martinelli slightly higher, but not by much. But Saka in general, I think I honestly think next match at home is at home against Leeds, isn't it? Yeah, so at home against Leeds, I know there's no doubt that he's going to play Saka, but maybe start with Madueke on the right and Martinelli on the left, or switch them over. But something different needs to happen, or just give Saka that rest. Not to punish him, by the way. It's just to give him that rest, just to be like, look, mate, just regain your thoughts. Let's work on something else, and then you back up and fire in when next match that we need you. So, but that's not going to happen. Obviously, Saka will definitely start. Madueke will be on the bench, if not starting for Martinelli. Which again, I think it's a bit unfair on Martinelli, because when if you're going to sort of look at him in that light of he's not doing much, then you definitely have to look at Saka in the same light. But again, maybe Saka is a little bit better overall, or has been overall, once they both started being in the first team, but not by much, not to the point where you just totally dismiss Martinelli and what he's contributed over the years. So that's the way I look at it, and I know obviously you agree with what we're saying here, and not many people will do, and that's fine, because I'm hoping this doesn't happen, but if it does happen and Saka really does fall off, it's going to be like, real Arsenal talk. They predicted this shit. They knew what they were talking about. Because we're watching football from a football fan's point of view. We're not watching it for future investments and whatever. No, we're football fans. We need to see the results now.
We're seeing it. Sorry to interrupt there.
It's been repeated. It's been repeated so many times that we just can't overlook it anymore. We're
seeing it realistically from not so much fan base rose tinted glasses. We're seeing it just how it is, and that's how everyone should see it, instead of thinking, we've got Saka and he's our star boy, he's great. No, we're just seeing the whole game as it is. Everyone not probably agree with us, but we're seeing it from our point of view, and he's not doing it. Neither is Martinelli. The only thing that Martinelli's favour is, he might not be as technically as good as obviously Madueke, but he tracks back, he defends better, he chases back. Madueke, we'll talk about the subs in a minute, but Martinelli, as shit as he is going forward, he does a lot for the team in general, and I think obviously that's why he gets picked over and above Trossard and obviously Madueke.
But that's why I think people need to stop shitting on Martinelli the way they're doing, because we need to sell him. It's time to sell him. It's like, dude, if you're going to talk about him like that, then again, bring Saka into the conversation. Let's just be fair about it. You know what I'm saying? Just because Saka is academy player and blah blah blah, right? Okay, nice one. So what? Martinelli's been here since he was 18, right? Since he was young, so he's spent quite a lot of time here.
Yeah.
So I just don't think. Sometimes I just don't think it's fair the way that people talk about Martinelli when you don't talk about Saka the same way. All right, subs, real quick. We'll rattle through these. Kai Havertz, what we think?
Falling over all the time. Useless, pathetic. Fucking get up, you a piece of shit. Terrible. Didn't do anything. You rubbish. 4.6.
I mean, he was better than Gyökeres.
Well,
so
only because the opposition got tired. He should have probably done it the other way around. Brought Gyökeres on. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yes, I thought that's the way that the game was going to go. To be honest, before the lineup came out, I thought Havertz starts.
I'll play them together. We want to try them together. This is the issue with Arteta. He's so
take Rice off.
Yeah.
Take Rice off. Have Havertz in that position. Yeah. I agree. See, these are the little things that gets us excited as fans, and why not try it? Why not try it? We've seen these players play, so we're not asking for put Raya up there with Gyökeres. You know what I mean? No, we're talking about a player who can do that role very well, and Rice wasn't doing it, so. Let's just shift it over a little bit. Let's bring something else to this. Let's add a different dynamic where even Amarim's like, oh wait, I didn't know they could do that.
That's exactly what.
Keep them guessing, mate. Keep them guessing. That's the name of the game. I think keep them guessing. All this precision and precise is that may work for one season where you win,
robotic.
But the next season. Yeah, but the next season everyone's learned it.
Yeah,
everyone's learned that code.
That's what
defines, everyone can do that code properly.
Exactly, that's what defines great managers from average managers. Pep Guardiola, Fergie, Klopp. Because the opposition think, whoa, they're not going. Why have they done that? Right, shit, we can't do that. And even if it's like going from Southport to traditional, as a boxer, if you change it up. It just throws someone off guard. They just don't expect it. But Arteta is too rigid in his structure and his tactics, and I can say ultimately it probably cost him. But anyway, so Havertz, piece of shit, but he should have gone on with Gyökeres as opposed to replace him. That's my opinion. You probably give him a slightly higher score, but I
was going to go with a 5.5 to be honest. I thought again, I just felt a bit more comfortable when Havertz came on, and that's just purely because.
He knows the league.
He knows the league and he knows that position very well. But again, by no means would I say that Havertz was anywhere close to being player of, the player of the match or anything like that for Arsenal. So 5.5, I thought it was okay, nothing really special. But again, when he came on, I just felt like, okay, there's another chance now. Yeah. So it sort of added that level of, okay, we've got someone from the bench. Nonny, coming on.
Fucking wank.
I was not a big fan, and what you said there about his defensive work rate or lack of, kind of like, okay, well maybe don't put Nonny on now. Put Nonny on when we are behind and we desperately need a goal, and we're playing against a fucking team that don't have any forwards. So basically, when we're playing a League One team, that's when he's. Put Nonny on.
Or put him on the right instead of take Saka off and put him on his position.
Exactly.
It was a shit game for him to be introduced, especially so late on. He just got tortured really, didn't he? He was very weak in the tackle. He got skinned a couple of times, and I was like, oh my god, what are you doing?
Yeah, Arteta was scared to mess around with Saka and his position. And Unfortunately, that could be his downfall, where he's too stubborn or just doesn't, for whatever reason, he's got the loyalty to Saka. It's like, it's great, but at the end of the day, mate, it's a team game. So and again, just have to say this out loud for people who haven't realised that yet. Saka hasn't won anything worthy of note with us. So I don't know why this over reliance on him. It's like you're just putting too much pressure on him. And again, maybe he doesn't need that right now. Just remove the pressure from him, put it on Noni Madueke or Gyökeres or something like that, and let Saka just do his own thing. because it just feels like he's overthinking his position. He's like, oh, everyone's relying on me now, and I know I have to do something, and that's why you see him like doing his like this slow motion fucking move with his he's trying to feint someone. It's like okay, Saka, dude, you know everyone knows that move, all right? Like we know that, so please.
I know we keep reverting back to him, don't we? But he doesn't seem to be able to take people on anymore, does he? I know he's getting 2 players at times on him, but something not right. I think he's overthinking. I honestly think he's overthinking, and maybe some of the pressure about Darwin, because Darwin is obviously getting all the acclaim and all the accolades because he is actually superb and probably should be playing instead of him, but. You know,
it still remains to be seen whether Arteta's system is why we're having this problem, or if it's the actual personnel. And I think that's what that's where we're at, really. You know, we can't really speculate any further because we sort of reached the end of speculation. Now it's time to just see this season what happens. And if Gyökeres, if I see Gyökeres dropping deep to pick up the ball instead of being in the center of the box, I'm gonna fucking lose it, because that's just not the way that he's meant to play. So, we had Timber. He came on.
I'm gonna give Madueke 3.9. I think he was pretty woeful when he came on. To be fair, nothing. To be fair,
maybe I'll stretch to a 4.1 just to be nice.
Better than Rice.
Be different. Just be different. I thought it was a bit better than Rice. Yeah, for sure.
Fucking hell. Jesus,
I'm just compounding this shit on Rice. Timber, real quick on that one.
Really like Timber. One of my favourite players. I think we had him as on a par for player of the season, didn't we, last year? I thought he makes such a difference. Do really like him. Want him to get up to speed, especially for when we've got these tricky games coming up. So, yeah, I do like him. Technically very good. Obviously quick as well. So yeah, I'm impressed, and I'm glad he's back.
In terms of rating,
I'm going to give him at least a 7.
Oh, okay, very good. I was literally thinking 6.5, but yeah, I think that's a fair point for the 20 minutes that he was on. Again, when you compare it to the rest of the team, yes, you can definitely make an argument for that. Lewis Skelly, similar time as Timber, came on, got a yellow card. Timber got a yellow card as well, by the way. And again, I'm not
Timber,
so much worried about
Timber's yellow card, though. I think they're going to have to overturn that. What happened was, it was a Man United player actually kicked the ball away. It wasn't Timber, and I was thought, well, they're going to pick up on that. They just went straight.
Catch that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it was one of their players kicked the ball away, and it obviously because Timber was in the close vicinity, he got yellow carded, and I was like, what the fuck did he get that for? But anyway,
Simon Hooper was the top. Okay, we'll come back to that very shortly. And Lewis Skelly,
caught out of position a lot. They were swinging balls across, and I was thinking, where the fuck is he? And I don't know. That's just maybe Arteta's way of coaching them to sort of follow the ball or whatever. But caught out of position quite a lot. Didn't really touch the ball much.
It didn't really have an impact. Really, let's just face it. Apart from the yellow card, which is not the impact that you want. Personally, because of how short it was on, 4.8.
5,
maybe 5. Maybe 5. That should be extra nice. And Marino finally came on. Declan Rice late. He came on very, very late. And I don't. You know what? I probably wouldn't even rate him because he came on that late. It just wasn't enough. By the time he gets up to speed,
0.01 then for me.
Non-starter really. Let's just face it. That's an NS on that one. But yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Too late for Rice to come off. To be honest, but there you go. And as an overall man of the match, by the way, who did you, as overall from both teams, who did you feel like was man of the match?
I initially thought like Odegaard, just because he was quite calming at times, and then I thought Saliba, and then obviously the guy Neville give it to Raya. So I don't really want to give anyone a man of the match because I don't think anyone stood out over and above anyone. I'm just going to say that Odegaard, Saliba, and Raya played okay. And you obviously Calafiori because he got the goal. So no, I'm not. I don't want to give anyone it because I don't think they deserve it.
Okay, let's do it this way then. Like from what you watched, who was the sort of, again, shit as there may have been, who was the one player that really stood out to you, where you sort of heard his name more than the rest?
Odegaard.
Because I know you mentioned. Okay, all right. I was going to say Cunha, to be honest. Because
sorry.
Overall, you're not just about him yet. Overall.
100% Cunha.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to probably agree with you on that as well. Because he was everywhere, and he was a bit mischievous as well, wasn't he? Like, he was sort of, getting in there and like prodding ribs and shit, and it's like, not physically, but like, sort of talking to players and negging them out basically. So I thought he was probably the overall man of the match. Personal opinion, but obviously I know Raya. He got it officially.
I think with Cunha though, as good as he was today, he's one of those players. I think we might have discussed it before. He's one of those players that he'll have 3 or 4 amazing games, and then he might have 10 average ones. He's not consistently like good. He's up and down as he blows hot and cold. I think as great as he is on his day, is he Brazilian? Or is he Portuguese? I don't know. He's got that flair, hasn't he? I think he's Brazilian, isn't he?
He's Brazilian.
Yeah, technically, very good, very tricky to get the ball off. I would have loved him at Arsenal, but he just obviously wasn't meant to be. So as great as he is, he does go missing, especially probably away from home. I think he will get found out at certain places. But yeah, he was man of the match, 100% man of the match overall.
Yeah.
Simon Hooper.
Yeah, for me, it was either Cunha or Calafiori, to be honest. Like, personal opinion. Simon Hooper. I just don't think for a first game of the season and that much sort of spotlight on that match, on a specific match, I just don't think Simon Hooper helped himself with laying down groundwork for future evidence against himself, because I thought he was such a terrible referee. Like, I've never seen any more blatant wrong calls than I have seen with that guy, like with any officials really, and we've had some really bad ones, but I thought Simon Hooper was just fucking blatantly awful yesterday, and I don't know, am I wrong in feeling that strongly? I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting, but from what I saw, even again, my brother-in-law, who is a Man United fan, even he was laughing at the joke of calls that he was making. I don't know how you saw it, but for me, I really hope we don't have him for important matches, because he's going to.
I think he's been renowned for not giving us great refereeing over the years, but I thought the first half an hour, like we said, he did let a lot of tackles go that should have got yellow carded on both sides, but maybe in the second half he was atrocious, but maybe he felt as though he had to even things up, because he'd realised that it may have been a foul on their keeper, but I do think in the second half every decision went for them, so every foul against us never got, and every alleged foul against them they got, and I just think he was trying to even it up to try and help them score. I don't know, but it was fucking shit, wasn't it?
Sorry, because you mentioned the goal there, and we didn't actually talk about the goal. Let's do that real quick, since we're talking about Simon Hooper. Did you actually think that was a foul on the keeper?
Do you know, I've looked at it a few times, right, and I see Saliba's hand. I do see there's a lot of pushing, but then I look at 3 of their players are fouling our players. So if we hadn't scored, we should have got a penalty. There's 2 players bear hugging our players, basically. Saliba's actually getting fouled as his hand goes up to their keeper, and he pushes the keeper's hand, but nah. I
don't think he does. If you watch it back, it looks like he's facing the keeper initially whilst the ball's coming in, and then once the ball is in, like sort of in the area, he turns his back on the keeper as if like he's sort of backing the keeper up. But I mean, I just don't see that as a foul. I don't think there was any hands raised there at all, to be honest, and I'm glad that obviously VAR didn't get involved. But yeah, Simon Hooper was ready to give that against us when he was ready just to be like, right, that's a red card for Saliba, no goal, it's going to be a penalty for them.
Yeah.
So what the fuck happened? But yeah, I thought he had a terrible game. But yeah, the second half made it a bit more obvious. But yeah, overall, I just thought he was awful referee. Not that it made a difference to how we played or the result in the end. there was never there wasn't any sort of wrong penalty shouts or anything like that where it could have changed the game. But it's just the little fouls where it's like, dude, if you're gonna not give it for them, then you can't give it for us.
He sort of it ruined the fluidity, I thought, of our game. So we felt as though it was kind of negging us out that much that we didn't get any fouls and they were getting everything. And
Mendy was just like laughing. It's like, and by the end it was like, all right, whatever.
No, it wasn't great. But like you say, at the end of the day, all that matters at this moment in time, if we win every game till the end of the season 1-0 and play that shit, I do not give a fuck, because we will have an invincible Premiership double. Boom!
Yeah, not one single shit will be given if the results are all like this.
100%.
But yeah, look, Stevie, it was an interesting match, opening weekend. Obviously, for both of us, we were a bit on the nervy side before the match started, because it's. I think there was from Ars blog, Andrew said a stat where he said apparently we've only won like 6 away matches at Old Trafford in the Premier League
in total.
Since the Premier League era.
All right. So I think I said to you we'd only won 2 in 20 attempts. So that was our third.
Jeez, right? Yeah, that was those are not good stats. So, but it goes to show, it doesn't matter how shit Man United are. Old Trafford is Old Trafford.
I mean, last season we had a better team. They were shit. Yeah. But we drew.
Still managed to, I was just saying, still managed to get a draw of it. So I think it's probably just our bogey team, our bogey players. It is, always has been. That in Anfield, those are the places where we find it fucking difficult to do anything. But yeah, look, first weekend over and done with. I'm glad of that. 3 points in the bag, and we're one of 6 winning teams this weekend. So I'm glad. I'm not happy that Tottenham won. I'm not happy that Richarlison scored that good goal. I'm not happy that Ekitike scored. I'm not happy that Haaland scored.
Or Salah.
Or Salah, yeah. I'm not happy about that. What else is there? Oh, there's something else. And I'm not happy that Sunderland are fucking good.
and Xhaka looks really good, and we should have kept him.
You should bring him back.
What? If he was actually still playing with us, I know it's 2 seasons. He'd gone, didn't he? He went. It's about 2 years. So we could have potentially won the Premiership if he'd had stayed. It's so fucking ironic. We buy Marino, who's absolutely couldn't lace his boots, and we let him go, one of our best midfielders. It's like, wow. I don't know. I don't know.
It's honestly, I wonder the same thing. It's like, you know what? Leverkusen sold them for 13 million, and it's like, that's still fucking good business from them to sell them. We would never be able to do that.
No.
We'd be like, just pay us whenever.
You can have it for now.
Yeah, just give us an IOU. It's fine. But yeah, look, we'll bring it to an end because we have gone on close to an hour and a half, and we're trying to keep them as short as possible, but it's just never works out.
I'm going to quickly ask you a few questions then. Okay, so first one is, are we going to sell any players? Are we going to buy any players? We can talk about this next weekend, because I think that's when the season it finishes. But do you think we'll sign anyone next week or sell anyone?
I think we'll sell, not buy. I think we'll sell potentially a Zinchenko, maybe a Trossard comes in, right? Fabio Vieira.
By the way?
Where's Vieira, by the way?
No, he's gone. He's give him away, man. He's shite.
He's done. Nelson, I thought he was still injured.
No, he played against Athletic. I'm sure he did. Athletic.
Not sure on that one then. So that would have been an interesting substitution. Not really, because again, it just would have given shades of 2020 season 2019, which I don't want to fucking go through again. So please get rid of Nelson.
I think Zinchenko will go probably. I do think Vieira will go.
Maybe, like I said, maybe a late bid for a Trossard or a late bid for Martinelli.
Possibly. Do you think we'll buy anyone?
Great. No, I don't think so. I don't think we'll buy anyone. I think that's what's done till next summer, really. I don't think we'll buy anyone in January. So even though if we'll need people by January, we'll still won't buy them. So
I do think,
you know how January.
I hate all this talk as we need to sell someone. Absolute bullshit. We've got enough money. We're way in the PSR threshold. I know, because there was talk that if we get Gyökeres, it doesn't impact us getting Eze.
Yeah, that's.
It's just bullshit, and they're just stringing us along. I'd be very, very surprised. I'd say 99% we ain't getting anyone else, which is fucking shit, because your thoughts as well as me, we ain't winning the title, are we? What do you think of the...
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, give me your top four.
Do you want to write down?
Give me your, not in any particular order, just give me your top four, and then give me who you think's going to win.
Okay, top four, City. I'm not going to say which particular order. Arsenal.
No. Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Tottenham. I want to say Chelsea.
I will say what you said, apart from change, Chelsea with United.
Really?
I don't know. I think Amarim's probably going to get what he desired this season. So and with Chelsea, I watched them play. I'll be honest, I don't see any difference from last season from them, like genuinely. Because if I'm willing to sort of criticize my team for doing that shit, I can definitely criticize another team for doing exactly the same shit. So I don't see Chelsea doing much, and I think they've brought in players like Esteban. Real quick, he looked like a Timu version of Willian, and it's like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? So I don't know. For me, that's the top four. United in there.
I think Palace, though, to be fair to Chelsea, because I expected Chelsea to win that game, but then obviously Palace played really well against Liverpool in the Community Shield. So if Palace keep Eze and Gay, then I think they'll be all right. And I just think it was a tricky game for Chelsea. I do think they'll get stronger as the season goes on. So they're a bit of a dark horse for me. I think once they click and the players actually do play as a team as opposed to individuals, I think they will be a dark horse. But my four of them, I don't know whether you want to do the orders or not. But
no, I'm not really bothered about the order, as long as that's four, so this is sort of early season, we'll do a mid-season.
Yeah, you're writing it down then, just you don't really need to, do you?
Roll the tapes back, so roll the tapes back. So you champion?
Sorry?
Who's going to be your champion? Who's going to be your champion? Like, who are you thinking is going to win the league?
I said Chelsea, I don't know why.
Win the league. Oh, my bad. I thought that was just for top four. Shit, you're saying Chelsea to win the league?
Yeah, I'm saying Chelsea first,
coming back.
Man City second, Liverpool third, and us fourth.
Oh, I'm not falling to the trap of doing orders. I'm not doing it. But in terms of champion, I'll be honest with you.
City.
It's a toss-up between two teams, and none of those are Arsenal. I'm probably gonna go with City winning the league.
Yeah.
Because it's Pep, and he's had a break from not winning. No, he's gonna.
Yeah, he doesn't go more than 2 seasons, does he?
No, he's good like that. And obviously we'll revisit this in the mid-season podcast, which is during the Christmas period. And I know it's going to be a bit busy period for me because my child will be.
We'll never see you, will we? It'll be 20-minute pods.
I'm gonna jump in the car and sort of blanket up, and then, we'll do one outside. We'll get a podcast out for sure. But right, anything else you want to add for this podcast?
Should we just reconvene on Sunday? I'm away Saturday. Obviously, I'm hoping that I can watch part of the game. This is with the wife. I'm taking the wife away, so she did say cancel it if you want.
We could do Sunday if you want, or like you said, if it may be a bit of a rush, we'll definitely do Monday.
No, I'm only away for one night. I'm only away.
Let's aim for Sunday. We can do
Sunday.
That.
Will be good.
I'm up north next week and this weekend. Sorry, I'm up north this weekend. Nice. Yeah. Friday, but obviously it's bank holiday on Monday, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, you're right, baby.
Okay, so Sunday.
Bloody Sunday.
Yeah, we'll have a chat during the weekend. Okay. We'll see if we can do one. But yeah, cool. Right. Thanks everyone for listening. We will catch you on the next one. Until then, stay safe. Stay alive.
Au revoir. CC. Oui.